Alright, what's going on? It's Bobby Skin with another film breakdown. This time we're doing Giants third round pick, cornerback out of UCF, Aaron Robinson. He's 5'11", 186 pounds, transferred from Alabama after his freshman season. At his pro day, a 4.39 40, 37-inch vertical jump, and then a 4.29 20-yard shuttle, which isn't great. He's a slot corner. He played in the slot 75% of the time at UCF, 15% outside, and the other were like in the box, and like there was like one safety snap in there. Not a ton of like ball skill talent, results. He only has one interception. What he is a very aggressive press man corner. That's what he is. He was going to play press man. He's going to get up into you, and he's going to be aggressive with it. And even when he's in that off coverage, what I really like is you'll see it. He's got that good burst. I think he'll have some struggles versus double routes, which we're going to go through all of this. He plays well up in the run game, which is pretty interesting. I think the Giants do value that more than other teams. And then the zone recognition, he's known as a press corner, but the zone recognition is really fun to watch. So we're going to go through all of that. Make sure to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you don't like the video, you can unsubscribe at the end. And we'll have all of these. Like Kadarius Toney, that one's already out on the channel. We're going to do Azizo, Jolari, Ellerson, Smith, all that good stuff. All right, let's get into it. So first, I'm just going to go through Senior Bowl one-on-ones. Now, keep in mind, one-on-ones are built for wide receivers to win. There's no other, you have no help. You have no, hey, I can let this guy release inside because I have a linebacker there. There's just no help. But let's go through it. The first one is against Kadarius Toney. So Toney ends up winning that, but the ball gets placed bad in there, and Robinson makes a good play on the ball. Let's go through it. Opens those hips outside, and then I like his hips, man. Outside, Toney breaks in, bam, right there. Now he puts his hands on him, and watch how the putting the hands on Toney, who, this is something Toney might struggle with, kind of affects him. Keeps him from really getting into where he wants to go. Now, I don't think Aaron Robinson's going to be covering too many, deep balls over the middle from the slot. But Toney's got that, Toney's got that really good speed. Not like Tyreek Hill's speed, but really good speed. But again, sometimes balls aren't thrown great. He watches Toney's eyes. As soon as Kadarius starts to track it, he's tracking it. Good job tracking the ball. Now watch that right hand. Play through. Just that little bit leads to a pass breakup. Good stuff. Here against Trevon Grimes, who's a bigger outside receiver at Florida, so he's not going to see many of these types of matchups in the NFL, but still. Again, these are built for the wide receivers. I will say something he does do is he will let you get the inside release. Grimes does a good job separating right there. Here against Marquez Stevenson, which he plays this guy. He played this guy twice in the past 2 seasons at UCF for Houston. In those games, and this guy was drafted by the Bills in the 6th round, combined for 3 catches and 22 yards. We're going to go through that film, actually. Good job. This is a slant. This is supposed to be quick. Now, these are the type of receivers he's going to be playing against. This is a slot receiver. Getting those hands on him. Getting his timing off. To where now Stevenson should be, he wants to break into the slant, but now he has to use that left hand to push off and get that separation. And then it just screws up the whole timing because now he turns his head and the ball's out. And Aaron Robinson's right on him. So that's good stuff. Here against Trevon Grimes again on the outside. He does get there a little early, but that's hit or miss with those. And open his hips outside, marrying him. Now Grimes slips, plays through him. Again, a smidge early, but it's not like he laid him out or anything. Here's where he's going to struggle. Double route, double moves. This isn't even really a double move. But you see how Grimes, who's that bigger outside receiver, he's got his hips opened up, and now he is sprinting, and Grimes just breaks it off and has that separation. Bad ball, though. He gets called for a penalty on this one, which I think the other one would be more penalty than the other one. Gets that hand on him, in his hip, watching his eyes, breaking with him. I mean, that's just good coverage. Like, if you want to call a penalty, call on the one 2 plays ago. So, all right, so those are Senior Bowl one-on-ones. Those are Senior Bowl one-on-ones. Usually the receivers are killing them. Now let's go through the actual game film. That's what we want to see. We want to see the game film, Bobby. So we're going to go through some press man coverage first. Again, he does give that inside release. He's got that hand on him, and now he's just inside that pocket running with them. Receiver breaks out. Watch how quick his hips flip on this. Wham. I'm turned with him. I'm right there in his hip pocket. And now I'm playing underneath it too. Now the ball was going to come there. That's where the ball was coming to the left. But if the ball is coming there, he's ready to undercut this route and make a play on it. That's a really good rep. Got him lined up down here on this one. This is against a whip route. This is a route Sterling Shepard runs a ton, where you're faking a slant and then coming back out. Gets his hands on there, keeps him from getting that clean break, and then it's like, okay, if you're trying to break outside on that, but once you make that break, I already got my hands on you, so I'm ready to shut this route down. Here on this one. Again, ball doesn't come his way on this one. So he does give that inside release. But he's got that hand on him. And then realizes this route's not going up here. Like, it's just not going to. So what does he do? He gets back inside leverage on him. Without losing any ground. I mean, he's on him. He is on that. I mean, that's just blanketed coverage right there. Like, QB's never going to throw that. No, he does throw it deep and gets a nice play out on that one. Here. Showing off the speed to be able to run with his guys. Now, NFL receivers are going to be a little faster than this guy from Tulsa, but shows that break, that outside release. Hips are there. Open. Bam. Running with them in his hip pocket. Ready for the ball to come his way. Now here is against Houston, against Marquez Stevenson. Right here. This is the guy the Bills drafted in the 6th round. I mean, just beautiful. Just harassing this dude. Gets a play on the ball here. This is a beautiful rep, just harassing this NFL wide receiver. Like, this is a pretty good release by Marquez to get him out there. But you see him be able to recover. And because Marquez is so worried about this press coverage, because he's a slot corner and he usually doesn't get that type of press treatment, or a slot receiver doesn't get that. That he's so worried about his release that he's stumbling out of it. And now they may call this a penalty right here because he is a little grabby. But he plays through it. Right there in his hip. Changes again. At this point, this is just backyard ball at this point. Plays underneath it. Bam. Almost gets an interception on it. But he does get a pass deflection. Right here against Marquez Stevenson. Again, versus that fly route. That fade route just in his hip. He's got that 4.39 speed to be able to run with guys. Here, this is a really nice play. We got him lined up right here. This is a play that gets run a ton in the NFL. It's a slant flat rub route to get a touchdown in the end zone. Now, the QB, like, regardless of this is to be turned into a jump ball One, he gets it, hands on them, eyes on the ball, makes a play. Now it's a bad throw. But even if this is a timing route, and the receiver's just putting it right here, or the QB's putting it right here, I mean, he's ready to break on that. That's what he's ready for, is to break on that. He's not looking for that ball to be thrown high and the QB to set it up for a high point catch. He's ready to break on this and stop the play right here. That's what he's expecting, but even then he's able to adjust for it. So, like, that's a beautiful play. And those are, that's the difference between 4 points right there. That's the difference between on third down, this team kicking a field goal because they didn't get it, or you don't play it quick, you don't play it fast, you're hesitant, you get caught up in this slant route right here. Sees what it is, recognize it, and that's what I really love about him is his IQ and able to recognize route combinations. You'll see that in the zone coverage portion. And that, I'm telling you, that's the difference between 4 points right there. Like, that is, those type of plays can make the difference of if you're viewed as a good corner or a bad corner in the NFL. Those are the plays. That's the reason why we look at Darnay Holmes. It's like, hey, when it really came down to the red zone, he didn't give up anything. Gave up the only rookie corner that gave up 0 touchdowns. Here's where he will struggle in man coverage, though. Like I was saying, the double moves. So we got him lined up right here. Good initial coverage. Like if this is to be a dig, he's right there in his hip. But because he's an aggressive player, he's aggressive. Bam! I'm aggressive. I'm trying to break this play up. Well, now look at that separation. That leads to big plays. Now the ball isn't thrown that way. Here first, Marquez. I mean, just gets all kinds of torn up on this one. Opens his hips. Marquez releases inside, so now he's flipped his hips. And Marquez, I mean, this is really good route running by Marquez Stevenson, to be honest. Breaks that in, gets his hips turned again. And now he's just lost. So that double move of, it's very slight, but of breaking inside gets him to flip his hips open and then break out. It makes a difference. Bad tackling effort, but we're going to go through that later, which is, for the most part, good. Lined up here on this double move. This isn't even a double move. It's just like he plays aggressive through it. Good job. Now when he comes scramble drill, I mean, look at all that space. Now the QB got sacked. But anyways, just making a point of like how he can get lost a little bit versus those double moves. Versus zone. This stuff is beautiful. Let's go through it. Lined up right here. So this receiver is running a slant. This receiver is running out here. And again, he's lined up on this, but this is zone. So his area is like these curl hooks. This receiver has the flat. Or this could be something UCF does where it's, like they switch up their man coverage, Like it's just, bam, and just makes a play on this ball. One, recognizes what it is. Watching his eyes. Watching him. As soon as that break happens, he's flipped his hips. That's what I talk about, where he flips his hips quick. Bam. Flips the hips, and now he's there. Now he's there to make a play on the ball. This QB thinks this is going to be an easy read. And instead, Aaron Robinson is making a play on this. And forces an incompletion. Like, that's beautiful. One, here's how that's beautiful. One, route recognition. Good hips to flip him quick. And then just that good burst. I mean, watch how he closes on it. Bam. Just there. Good stuff. Lined up here on this one. Again, just a slant flat. Or flat out, slant out. Recognizes it. Sees it. Flips the hips. In his hip pocket. Shuts it down. Lined up here on this one. And here in zone coverage, this is just basic. Like, hey, you're playing the flats. You're playing the running back. Looking if the running back's not there, you're looking, to play back on a curl if it's back here. But again, the QB dumps this ball off on third down, and then watch his burst. Ball's out. I mean, look where the ball is and look where the running back is. There's a bigger difference between him and the running back. And this isn't like he's got some full head of steam. This is him flipping his hips and going. So there is less room between him than there is with the running back and the ball. And that running back doesn't get a single yard. And this is on third down. This is huge. These are the type of plays that make a player. Just that speed and burst, good tackling, wraps up. And if he misses this tackle, this is probably a first down. And he gets hyped about it. I love that. You see that. When he makes a big play, he really gets hyped about it. I'm lined up, off coverage. Now this isn't zone, it's more man, but it's kind of some things that will show up in zone. Playing that off coverage. I mean, look at the space. Look at the space between these two players because he's playing that off coverage, and watch him close in on it. That burst. Bam! Off to the races. Just destroying this receiver. Another pass breakup. Another pass defended. Just great aggressive burst. That's the kind of stuff you love about. I love about Aaron Robinson. Got him lined up on this one. Now this one he doesn't get called for, but he can get called for a penalty on this. And this is where being aggressive can get you in trouble. Is that he wants to play through this receiver and really close the gap. And because of that aggressiveness, I mean, he essentially just tackles this dude. Like, that should be called a penalty. Luckily, it's right behind the ref and he doesn't see it. But that's going to get called a penalty for, defensive interference, a defensive holding. So that's how being aggressive can get you in trouble. Line up here on this one. Just good job passing off the zone again. Marquez is running that fade. He's running the slant. Recognizes it. He's got this space. Closes in on it. On an RPO. Lined up here in the box on this one. He's got man coverage with the running back. Again, it's how quick he recognizes what he needs to do. This running back makes the break, and now he's like, okay, this running back's running out here. Don't let me sit here and wait and figure it out and play it safe. No, I see where he's going. I'm going to meet him where the ball is going to be if he's there. And that's exactly what he does. Now, he gets there early. So, he might get in trouble with that stuff. I mean, let's see. When he's making contact, the ball is like right here. So, it depends on how you view that. How do you, as looking as a prospect type of thing. It's like you like the burst, but he does need to clean up that because he can get some penalties. He can get some penalties doing that. And you can see it from the other view here. So, as far as like a man and zone player, like he does it all, and I do think the Giants really do value that versatility as that type of corner. Now, the Giants want to play some more press man, and that's how they described him. That's just not me. That's what Dave Gettleman said about this guy. He's a press corner. He's a press corner, as Dave Gettleman would say. That's what the Giants want to do. When Patrick Graham originally came to the Giants, our expectations were, hey, on third down, he's going to blitz and he's going to play press man coverage. That's what he likes to do, and that's why we felt so great about DeAndre Baker. It's like that's perfect for his skill set. But because of the personnel he had, he totally changed it up. And that shows kind of the brilliance of Patrick Graham. But that's what he wants to do on third down. That's how Patrick Graham wants to get off the field. And that's one of the reasons the Giants, as good as their defense was, they were the third worst team as far as time of drives. They stayed on the field. They were a bend, don't break defense. Patrick Graham wants to take more chances, and Aaron Robinson does that. Now, something else the Giants value on defense from their corners is versatility via their run defender. So I'm just going to let it play. I'm not going to break it down or anything on these run defensive plays, but just shows how he comes up, makes a play, gets hyped. It's going to be interesting though. I'll kind of wrap it up here. You know what? Let me just freaking show you guys. Playing right here in the box, meet him in the hole, bam. Let your guys come help you because you're not going to, you're not just going to stonewall a running back. Got him lined up here in front of the crossbar. Forcing that QB to get out. Go fast. Incompletion. Lined up here. Just some backside pursuit on this one. Lined up in the slot. Watch where he starts and how he comes and makes a play on this. You know, coming all the way from the slot spot. A lot of corners don't do this. And a lot of guys are so worried about their coverage that they don't even look back at the run game. Got him lined up here on this one. Good tackle in the hole. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the Giants do with this nickel spot because Darnay Holmes really impressed his rookie year. Now, I don't think Darnay Holmes is going to be that press man corner. It's going to be interesting because I like Darnay Holmes a lot, but Aaron Robinson, they traded up for this guy at that spot, you know, and Dave Gettleman has said, I'm not afraid to draft players where I already have players. It's going to be really interesting to see how they work this out. I think that's going to be the most interesting camp battle is Aaron Robinson versus Darnay Holmes. What happens? I'm sure they'll both get reps, but one guy's going to get a lot less reps than the other guy. One guy will be the starter. It's going to be interesting. You know, I don't think you should put those expectations on Robinson year one, so I would give Holmes the edge, but it's going to be interesting. So anyways, if you like this video, like, subscribe, check out the Tony one. You know, I'll have Azeez Ojulari, Ellerson Smith out within the week. Might even look at the undrafted free agents since they're offensive line. Appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, and let's go Big Blue.